Hello everyone, I'm Wheelman and welcome back for week 2 of the Season 11 challenges in Ghost Recon Wildlands. First up this week is, without being visually detected, use CQC to kill 5 Unidad soldiers in a row. So when I started this week, I was down in Flora del Oro, and there's this Unidad base here with these checkpoints on the roads leading in and out. There's only 4 guards at each, but they're usually far enough apart where you can melee one and the others won't notice. You can then just take out however many of the 4 that you're comfortable with. When you quit and restart, you'll be on the outside of the city, just where I was. The only real difference between the checkpoint in the north and the checkpoint in the south is the one in the south, the one you're seeing here, you can get 2 guys with 1 flashbang. I'm sure that somewhere there's some checkpoint with only 1 guard that's easily accessible, but this one is good enough. Depending on how lucky you feel, you can kill all 4 guys at this checkpoint, or just 1 at a time and then save and quit. I would recommend a flashbang, just to make sure that they don't see you.
Throwing a flashbang.
I didn't really need to kill this second guy, but I decided to do it just to prove that it's possible when they're close enough. And the guy who's in this building in front of me didn't even notice. So that one was easy enough. On to the next. The second challenge this week is, in extreme difficulty and without being visually detected, deploy to Villa Verde Bravo, then complete the mission Framing El Way. Obviously set yourself to extreme mode if you haven't already, and when you get there you can just go to the map and press Y.
We need to find a way to drive a wedge.
This mission isn't particularly hard. The biggest risk of getting spotted is when you're traveling between the 2 locations that the mission takes place in. As you come into land, keep in mind that there are 3 or 4 sniper towers around the outside of this base. Once you're here, you can call in a rebel diversion in the middle of the base, and then use your EMP drone to open the door. You can just hang out and let the rebels do most of the work, or you can use sync shots to help clear out the base. You should also take a moment to clear out these towers, just to make sure that nobody spots you as you're leaving. When the last few guys are dead, you're clear to run inside the base and grab the shotgun shell that you need. There is one of the big Blackhawks inside the base, but there's not a lot of landing room at the second location, so it's better to go back to the Little Bird. As long as you maintain altitude on this flight, you're unlikely to be spotted. The biggest risk might be a Unidad helicopter, but you should be able to see them early and dodge them. There's a little burned out house on the far side of the base that makes an excellent spot to just hang out and use your drone. Now, there is an alarm in this area, but if you use an EMP drone to disable the generator, it will both disable the alarm and unlock the door for the rebels. I think my first batch of rebels actually managed to spawn inside the base, but as long as the Unidad soldiers are shooting at the rebels, they won't notice that you're taking sync shots at them. Once everyone is dead, you're clear to run inside and place the shell to finish the mission.
With the shotgun shells there, Unidad will accuse El Way of the killing me, and nobody's
So with that done, let's move on to Challenge 3.
see what other trouble we could stir up.
The last solo challenge this week is, in extreme difficulty, without firing a single shot nor killing any civilians, deploy to Agua Verde Alpha, then complete the mission, the Casino. Now, this challenge is tricky. It's not difficult, it's just tricky. To complete the mission, you have to go to the casino and destroy all of the gambling machines. 9 times out of 10, what people are going to do is throw grenades that will invariably kill civilians. And the 10th time, people just shoot whatever's left. Since you can't do either, you have to get creative with how you destroy these things. Pick a spot far enough away where you won't be noticed, but close enough where you can still use your drone. Then you can just use rebel spotting, rebel diversion, and sink shots to clear out the area. There are a few guys hanging around on the beach and in the parking lot, so just be careful of that when you go to move in. For whatever reason, the rebel spotting doesn't always get them. Once the area is clear, just fly your drone right into the middle and detonate an EMP. With a fully upgraded EMP, that will clear out every single slot machine in the building. However, it doesn't do anything for the poker tables. The first solution that I tried was to melee the tables in the hopes that they would break. That didn't quite work out. And I was looking at the front door and I realized, wait a minute. That might be just big enough to get one of those knockoff Jeeps inside. Turns out there was one parked outside. Just be careful making your way inside, because all of these people here, they don't care that there's armed rebels around. They don't care that there was just a huge gunfight. They just want to lose some money. If you smash into things, they tend to get scared, though. So long as you don't smash into them, everything's alright. Once you manage to make it inside, just do your best impression of a bull in a china shop. Breaking all of these things will cause most of the people in the area to, run around in fear. I tried going through the inside of the building to get to the next room, but the problem is the door is just not big enough. So you have to go back outside in order to go through the open door on that side of the building.
Let's go.
¿Qué tal? ¿Todo bien?
I'm in. Let's roll.
There isn't quite enough room to make this turn, but then again it isn't your car, so just go nuts.
VIP is bugged out. Building is wrecked. Sapper Daddy's pleased with our
So with that down, the only thing left is the Task Force Challenge.
rolling bones, or did the table get blown to shit?
The Task Force Challenge this week is using only handguns, kill any bosses from influence provinces with a headshot from 60 meters or further. Now, I went to the Malca province and started up the mission El Cheeto. I also turned the difficulty down to arcade. Completing the Task Force Challenge doesn't award any extra points, and I'm not going to be completing the mission, so to keep it in tier mode is just going to be making it more difficult for myself. I also feel that I should note, if you tried this challenge on Tuesday and you couldn't get it to pop, that's because the mission was bugged. People found out that you could complete the mission with shotguns, but the challenge was fixed by Wednesday afternoon, so that it does, in fact, require headshots with handguns. So because it's arcade and there's really no need for stealth, you can be pretty aggressive clearing out this area, so long as you stay near this white car. El Cheeto will always run to this car, and as soon as he stops and crouches down, he will stay there until you grab him. You could sneak a little ways down the road if you want, and kill him before anybody's been alerted, but at 60 meters you're dealing with bullet drop, and he's also moving around quite a bit, so it's kind of hard to get the shot off. So what I like to do, once the area is clear, is grab him and stuff him in the passenger seat of his own car here. It stops him from moving around, you can put him wherever the heck you want, and it's very easy to make that headshot. I was a bit slow this time around, and some reinforcements showed up, so I decided to try and engage them as far out as I could.
Talk a lot about Sueño, man, but he ain't here.
Once it's done, I lined him up where I could have a nice clean line of sight on him, and took the shot.
Yeah, we got your name, pal.
You can see that his hands are actually behind his head, so you don't have to worry about injuring him rather than killing him. Just pick a nice spot that's 60 meters away and take your shot. So that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like on it. And for this week's outro, witness the progress of the Bolivian Space Agency.